So today's look is going to be focused on just the eyes. So I'm going to do my base and my eyebrows off camera, and I'll be back whenever I'm ready to start with my eyes. Now that I'm done with my eyebrows and my base, I'm going to prime my eyes with this Neutrogena Hydro Boost foundation. So what I use this for is to add a lighter shade to my eyelids, just because it gives me better pigmentation when using lighter shades. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my mirror. So then I'm going to just grab a blending brush by Real Techniques. Instead of swiping it around, I'm going to pat it in, just because I feel like it leaves it a little bit better, since it is a foundation, not an actual concealer or an eye primer. So now that I'm done priming my eyelids, I'm going to move on to my eyeshadow, and I'm going to be using Morphe 350 Natural Glow palette, and I'm going to be using this shade right here. I'm going to take a Morphe 441 brush, and I'm going to add that shade on the top of my crease, and not really add it to the bottom. I'm just going to keep it on top. So now I'm going to be moving on to the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm going to be using this shade right here, and I'm going to be going in with a Morphe 441 brush. I'm going to go right under where I originally had the transition color in the Morphe 350 Natural Glow. So now we're going to move on to a orangey color. So we're going to continue using the Jaclyn Hill palette. We're just going to go to this shade right here, and we're going to go in with a Wet n Wild blending brush. So with this color, you're going to bring it right under the yellow, and then a little bit on your inner corner, and then you're just going to blend it out. I'm going to go back into my Morphe 441 brush and just soften out the harsh edges that the orange left. So now I'm going to move on and use my brush that came in my Urban Decay palette. I'm going to be using this end, and I'm going to go in with a deeper red. So I'm going to go into the color right under it, and I'm going to grab it in this small little brush. So you're going to want to keep this shade right here in your outer corner, and then in your inner corner, then you're obviously going to blend it out, but just you don't want to overlap the orange, because you can see the transition from the yellow and the orange and then the red, and you really don't want to mess that up. So you're going to want to keep it right under the orange. And then with the other side, you're just going to blend it out. But as you're blending, also try to keep it right above your lash line. So now that we're done with the red, we're going to blend out just to remove any harsh lines. Then we're going to add a halo effect, which I will show you and explain how to do that in a second. So now we're going to add a halo effect, and what we're going to be using is this flat concealer brush. And to add the halo effect, we're going to be using the same foundation that I use as a primer. I'm just going to add some on the back of my hand. So what you're going to do is just keep it in the center, and that's what's going to make it a halo effect. And then you're going to extend the outer a little bit. So to set the halo effect, I'm going to be going into my Lorac Pro palette, and I'm going to go into the shade Buff, and we're just going to add that right where we did the halo effect. So obviously it looks a little rough right now, but I'm going to be going into my Morphe 441 brush, and I'm just going to blend out the edges a little bit to make it a little bit more clean. So now that we're done with that, I'm going to go back into the Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm going to be using this gold right here, and I'm just going to use a regular packing brush, be adding that right where we put the halo. So once we're done with that, I'm going to clean off the excess, and then I'm going to move on to doing my eyeliner. So once we're done cleaning off the excess, we're going to move on to our eyeliner, and I'm going to be using the Maybelline Precise eyeliner.
It's better to have real solitude all by yourself.
So once we're done with our eyeliner, we're going to add a gold liner on top of the halo. And what I'm going to be using is this NYX glitter eyeliner. And you're just going to add this right on top of where your gold starts. So I'm just going to look down while this dries. So now that we're done with the top, what brings this look together is the purple that I add on my waterline. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back into my Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm going to be using this purple right here. And I'm going to be using this e.l.f. smudging brush. So that is the eye look, and I'm just going to go off camera and do this eye and add some lashes and be back with the final results. So that's the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you did, please give it a big like and subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and turn on post notifications so you're notified when I upload every single Thursday. And I'll see you guys in my next one.
And I'm bringing in money. I find this shit funny, supreme like I'm Sunny, obey legend.